Yeah, this is the first dive. This is the first dive, and we're coming around from gun 3 around to, it must be gun 5 and 4. There's a little bit more rock by gun 8 just there, which I can add to the drawing. Stands up a little bit higher than I envisaged. So straight away from there, in that cluster, you've got this cluster of guns here. And where you've gone over it already, I can see that gun 11 is a considerable distance west of where I put it. So I shall shift that over. Even though it's only a representation, it's still better to have it more accurate. That's a nice bit of footage there, I quite like that, it's good, isn't it? This has come out a lot better than I expected.
It's quite clear as well.
Those iron fins growing on the...
So what are the iron fins?
Cascabel. Well, they're just something to do with electrolytic action between the seawater and the iron. I think it's something to do with cylindrical objects. Circular objects seem to give off a rust that moves in particular ways, and it grows these fins on cannons.
It's just cannons, and there's anything else it works on?
Well, we have got another wreck that's got like cylindrical objects on it, and they also, the rounded objects, also have these fins growing. It's like a strange phenomenon on circular iron objects under the water. It's very odd.
Yeah.
On the day that I discovered this main anchor, which we're coming up on now, it was a really clear day, and just one of those days where I felt confident enough to venture down there on my own, because you're going deeper and further away from your anchor, which is where your boat's anchored, and Carmen's sitting above, she's sitting over here, and I've scooted way off down to the west. Now there's the main anchor, you can see the big ring on the back of it there.
Okay, yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, this is progressively deeper down in this direction, and it's starting to get quite dark and dingy.
Now this last year, this is the first time I visited this anchor this year, and last year there was a lot more sand underneath it. Now it's very much more stony and rocky.
So there's some sort of erosion effect happening from the tides and currents.
Something's going on.
Yeah. People just come from here. It's interesting that...
it's a big anchor, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm sure there's a cannon or something around the back of here. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, well, I'm obviously moving away now, and you've gone over this big rock.
Yeah, well, there's something down here, but I didn't get too much chance to film it because I was worried about where you were going to go. Not being familiar with the site, it's very difficult to...
There is something there. You're right, there's something. It looks like another anchor.
That's interesting.
It is like there's the flukes wrapping around either side of the rock, like.
So there's actually another rock.
Yeah, well, that.
Yeah.
Looking at that, how the hell did I miss that? I'll never know. But that just shows you what you can miss when you're just diving. You've got that main anchor there, and a big rock here, which obscures that second one.
There's another rock here, and the anchor goes between the two with the flukes in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it sort of goes. It's right tucked down in between the cleft of the rocks, isn't it? Yeah, and it's not quite 90 degrees to the other anchor. And I'll be blowed you found another anchor, Robin.
So do you think they'd be both stern anchors then? I mean, bow anchors.
Bowers, yeah, most likely. You've got two main bowers up this end, and looks like a kedge anchor back here. So did you see anything else over the other side of these rocks?
Well, it's quite dark, and I was more worried about coming back, but there were shapes of things around, but it's difficult to tell whether they're rock or whether they're other things, but I'd have thought there'd be something down there, so it'd be nice to go down again now and try and swim further in this direction and see what all these lumps were that I was seeing down here, but the difficulty is it's going 40, 41, 42, 43 metres, and I didn't want to go deeper and increase the penalty on the decompression.
We're going to have to check it out, hopefully the weather hold. We'll have to check out this area, being as I've got you here to help me, and see what else is down there. But that's definitely a new anchor. I didn't know that was there. It's well tucked into the rocks. We're heading back up now.
We've got the anchor in the deep end around 40 metres. Where was the one I saw was wedged between two rocks, the other side somewhere, but
yeah, well this one's in about 43, and it's tight up against a big rock here, which is where I went to. I didn't go beyond that, and it sort of curves around by the looks of it, like this. And then the anchor that you've just seen is tucked down in there, and there's another rock just here.
Yeah.
And it's hidden.
And the flukes are curved behind those two rocks.
Yeah, and it's sort of hidden down in there like that, right down in the cleft.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And you never noticed that before?
No, I never noticed it before. I only ever came down to the anchor and a quick look around because it's quite deep and on your own, and then scooted back up and just logged the anchor and some of the seabed and made my way back up again, and never ventured over this rock to look down and see this other anchor. So
that's quite encouraging then, that there's new things to find, and there's a possibility if there's a new anchor there may be more cannons or further artefacts from the ship or parts of the ship herself down there. So
that's right, yeah, there could be anything down there. There's always been talk of there being more of the wreck further to the west, and straight away there's another anchor that I don't think anybody knew about, let alone myself.
Yeah. Well, that's not too bad, but the chances are, if these are bow anchors and the ship's landed fairly intact, this may be the bow end of the ship, and the contents and all the cannons stretch back, showing the relationship of the ship to the seabed. But if tide and other conditions had got taken hold of the ship as she had sunk, this could mark the start of a new stretch of wreckage, which we did not know about before. So
I mean, they might have been ditching guns to lighten ship before they got into the position where the bow where it now sank. So there could well be more guns further around. We just don't know.
Yeah.
But if this is the bow, then there's like two really large guns at the far end of the wreck, which are larger than the rest, and those two guns could well be stern chasers. So what we're looking at is this is the bow, and the stern chaser is obviously the stern. So we might be looking at the orientation of the shipwreck itself.
Well, that's incredible to think that one small new find may push you to find new things and redraw your items and artifacts on your drawing and give you a new idea on further finds.
Yeah.
You say now you've finished, you'll send copies of this off to the museum and in English Heritage for further analysis.
Yeah, I already send any drawings I do of shipwrecks off to the National Monument Record Office and English Heritage, and the originals go in the Isles of Scilly Museum. And now I shall update the drawing that we've done to include the things that we've been finding, and they will get a copy of that as well. That will be the 2005 drawing.
So, are there other is there more information or further artifacts or anything from this site in the museum?
Yeah, if I see any small artifacts, I log where I saw them, and put their positions on the site plan. A smaller one, got some prints and I put them on the smaller ones. I log all the positions and I give the artifacts to the museum. And generally, they everything tells you something. And pottery tells us perhaps where the ship came from. Clay pipes point towards where it's either been or the nationality as well, and this is the kind of thing we have raised from the site to try and identify it in the past. You can easily see how somebody could miss an artifact. I mean, these rocks here are really quite tall, and this one comes up quite a good distance off the seabed. You could even come up to the rock and look over and not see it. You would have to swim directly over and look directly down to see this anchor. It's so well hidden.
Well, it suffice to say that's exactly what happened with you, because as I swim down towards the ring on the big orange anchor that we can see in front of us, you were swimming towards me, so if you'd have chanced to look right, you may well have seen the anchor that I saw as I swam over the rock. And every time you've done that sort of dive to see those sort of things, you must have missed out on something which was in front of you.
Exactly, that's how easy it is to miss artifacts on the seabed. You get used to diving in areas. You dive the main area of the site and you keep on diving and mapping it, you become used to it, and the pieces that you don't go to so often, like these, are a little bit more alien, and so you tend to, well, I know there's an anchor there, I don't need to keep going down there, and I don't really want to go down there on my own, but with somebody else around, it's I don't know, it just feels that little bit more confident, adding another feature to the drawing. This is the updated drawing underway, and already you can see gun 21 has been moved from this position roughly to this position, which is where it actually is, and the same with gun 11. I had it before much closer and it's actually further away. And also, if you can remember, when we got our anchor stuck in a cleft, that was over here. Well, I didn't have this cleft on my last drawing, and now we've added it into the we've put this feature in now, so already it's starting to look more like the actual a closer representation than it was before. So already, just by doing a few dives of you and your camera, we've learnt a lot already.
Fantastic.